Okay, hear me out. I've just tested the brand new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke full range of mega forgiving hybrids, and it's safe to say I absolutely love them. I love what they stand for. I love that it makes golf easier. I love that it might even keep people like my dad playing golf for longer because it remains more enjoyable. And to be honest, the only thing I don't really love about them is the price. And then I thought, last year I tested a full set of hybrids from the guys at 11 Golf, and they're a little bit more affordable, but how do they stack up when it comes to the brand new Callaway AI Smoke range? That's what we're going to do today. We're going to test these, we're going to put them head to head. We're going to see if you should spend all the money on the Callaways. If you got a full set of 8-iron through to 3-iron in these hybrids, it would set you back around £1,600. If you got a full set of the 11 hybrids, 8-iron through to 3-iron, so matching, it'd be around £600. So, big question is, would you go budget, have a couple of lessons and have a few holidays, or would you spend big money on the brand new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke hybrids? And I guess one of the big opening talking points would be the head covers, because the head cover game on the AI Smoke is quite strong. I do really like those, although I don't think that white would stay white forever. The head cover game on the 11s, oh, we are losing them. The head cover game on the 11s is just pretty much stock, but does that matter to you? If you're going to save all that money, would you quite happily have that, or to be honest, you just not have a head cover at all? All these clubs do have the loft printed on them, so I will talk through lofts as we do go on. We're going to kick things off. Actually, they look so good, don't they? They look so easy to hit. We're going to kick things off with the 8-irons or the 8 hybrids respectively, and the Callaway one for me does look, don't go in the, see, that's the thing, I like throwing head covers places and they are not going to stay white, but the Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke 8 hybrid is 33 degrees in loft. You'll see we do have adjustment on all of the Callaway range, so that might be why you're spending a little bit more on those. And the actual, I was never worried about that head cover. That head cover's fine. And the 11 hybrid, the 8-iron is 35 degrees in loft. So there's 2 degrees of loft difference on these 8 hybrids. So you could make that if you wanted to, but you couldn't make that. And that's as scientific as it gets. Okay, we'll go with the 11 hybrids first. Fair to say, I actually quite like these. I did a challenge with these for a junior charity and did really well actually, had a couple of birdies. And they are quite usable. I think it definitely does make golf easier. I'm going to have to get all of this though, because we're... Oh, that's really good. Go on. That's launched so high, so a tiny bit left. But really nice, easy to launch, really nice turf interaction. Turf interaction for me here is something which I do think is important, because you want to get a good feel, you want to get a good sense of strike, and although we've missed the green left there, it was still a pretty enjoyable shot. There we go. That was all over it if it's the club. That's gone miles. That was online and that's actually finished. Back edge of the green, as you can see it there. I honestly didn't think these clubs would be going that far, especially in winter like it is today. But I'll take it. I really enjoy that, actually, really enjoyed it. Okay, now we're moving to the Callaway, and looking down at it, it certainly does look more premium, it feels more premium. It's got those kind of blue accents and those lovely white lines, which does help you line the ball up actually. When there's so much loft on a hybrid, it does become quite difficult to line up, and those white lines in the grooves do really help. It's got that kind of matty, almost carbon looking head. It's not a carbon head, it is just titanium I believe, but we do have that weight port in the back just to drag CG down and make these clubs a little bit more forgiving, as well as that new mega pronounced sole camber that we do have on all the new Paradigm AI Smoke range of hybrids and fairways. That felt incredible. Certainly felt better, felt softer. It's the same shot, I think, it's just left hand side of the green. We're really kind of, I found this when I reviewed these clubs actually, I was finding them a little bit left. It might be to do with the shaft, it might be to do with the amount of offset that we do have on these clubs. I think I would have to aim to the right of all these greens, but that certainly felt nicer. But then for £1,000 more for a set, is that enough? Miles there. Be all over it, come on, come on. There we go. Yes. Now, I do feel like these are a little bit more workable. I don't know if that's because they look more pronounced down at the ball, look like potentially you could work more shots with them. But all in all, we've only hit one green there. These clubs aren't designed for someone like myself. Guys, do you want to see my dad test these alongside the 11 hybrids and see just which ones come out on top for the big money difference? Right, Operation Tidy Up. I hate this. I hate it when a bag gets like this, but it's my own fault. I only have myself to blame. Where's this head cover come from? There. Guys, get in the comments below, which clubs would you be buying based on those 8 irons? Right, I apologise for the audio there, guys. I've done my best to try and rescue that, but I don't know what happened. But really impressed with the consistency of the Callaways. You can see the Callaway was the one that hit the green there. That actually came back as well, so really happy with that control. The other Callaway was here just to the left of the green, and actually the 11 hybrids have gone further. We've got one at the back there and one at the back left just over that mound. Even though they are higher lofted and should maybe go higher and not as far, the 11s have gone further. See, the big thing that I really like about the Callaway is just the ease of getting the ball up in the air. I don't know if it is the leading edge, but it really does feel like, I mean, that 8 iron there's a 168-yard carry, which as we saw outside is a number that for me is a very long way for an 8 iron or any club with an 8 on the bottom. All just veering a little bit left, but an equally impressive thing I think for me with these clubs is consistency. 167 carry there, although the spin rate is very low, around 4,000. That one came out a little bit lower. So 11 hybrid 8 iron, 35 degrees of loft, 2 degrees more than the Callaway. Straight away, firmer feeling. That one started more online. Is it going to be around a 165? 163. So those 2 loft, 4-3 spin. Interesting. So those 2 degrees of loft difference may well prove. Can we get this out there at 1? Much straighter. Strange because it's got more offset, this one. 161, consistent, a little bit less, but the lofts do start to match up on these clubs the further down you set you get. That's got to be longer because I've pulled it. 170, 168. And one thing that I find really interesting is that in the 11 range, you can go all the way down to pitching wedge, whereas the Callaways, you are just stuck down at your 33 degree 8 iron. Don't really know why Callaway did that. I mean, not many people do need a hybrid pitching wedge, but I think to have the option would be great. Right, we're going to go 6 irons now. We've got, I should probably get the yardage before I decide what we're hitting, but I want this to be around 185. Perfect. 189 yards. We'll have to step on them a little bit. I'm going to go with the 6 hybrids here. Now, randomly, these are the same loft. Both of these clubs are 27 degrees in loft. They're exactly the same length. This will be a very interesting test because these should, in essence, be identical clubs. You do start to see a little bit more offset on the 11 hybrids when you get into the longer ones than you do the Callaways. So the Callaway suits my eye a little bit more, but I actually do prefer the more rounded edge of the 11 than the kind of sharper leading edge of the Callaway. For me, that Callaway does feel like it's going to dig in just a little bit, but then again, it didn't with the 8 iron. Let's see what it does here with the 6. I certainly feel like now we're getting into the realms of where more people would just buy a 6 iron replacement. You can buy all these clubs obviously separately. That is how they are priced. And a 6 hybrid used to be a thing of rarity, but not so much anymore. Come on, just don't hit it left. It's a little bit left again, but it's fading back and it's such an easy ball flight to hit. It really is enjoyable. It's gone the perfect yardage, a really nice turf interaction there. Can we hit the same? I'm just going to aim right. I'm going to aim at the right hand side of the green and just hit that same shot. There we go, at it. At it. It does go to show that if you can just, that's actually quite close, that's about 15 feet away I think, but even on like wet lies, I don't feel like that leading edge is, look at that dripping off there, I don't feel like it's digging in too much, although that divot pattern may say otherwise because they are, I'm going to replace those in a minute, but that is very, very deep, although it is quite wet underfoot. So immediately looking down at these two clubs, the head on the 11 hybrid is quite a lot bigger, doesn't look as premium as I would say, but then it's not as premium because, I mean, to be honest, you're getting a steal at like 90 quid a club, aren't you, or 80 quid a club, or whatever they are now. Can we, is that the 6? Yeah. Can we? See, it looks more lofted, but it's the same. Can we hit the green? That is all over it. Go on. I don't know what it is, because it shouldn't be this easy. Like, I'm not even thinking about my golf swing. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm literally just hitting these. And that one had a really, really nice ball flight. It wasn't dipping out of the air. It wasn't super spinny. It was just like a 6 iron should be. And I guess the numbers might tell you more about where you would position these clubs in terms of value and of price. But out here, Yeah, the Callaways look a little bit prettier, but I honestly don't think there's much in it at all. That was a terrible strike, and that's up on the green. Frightening. I mean, Alan Titchmarsh, I need a favour, mate. I need to put them back. What a set of divots they were. Workout carrying these back. I'd also like to say I apologise profusely for the amount of water and mud on those clubs, but as you can see, I forgot my towel today, and that really is the best I could do with a bad situation. How are these head covers still white? And walking up to this green, you can see, guys, that from 185 yards, we've actually hit one really close. And that was the Callaway, that was the 11, that was a Callaway, and that was the 11. So for me, quite sporadic, but very happy, to be honest, to hit 4 shots like that from that distance. I tried to kick that in and it's gone there. Guys, let's jump in the studio. Let's see exactly just how these 6 irons / hybrids do compare. Then we're going to finish off with the 4 hybrid, because this is where I think you could potentially save yourself a fortune and get some fantastic golf clubs. Funny, that 6 iron's launching higher than the 8, which is incredible. If you're wanting a nice high launching 6 iron or hybrid that goes 195 yards, spinning at 5,000, which I think is quite good. That came high out the face, it wasn't the best strike. I bet we can get 200 out of this. If you strike it like that was a miles better strike. Tiny bit lower, is it going to chase up more? 195. A great strike and a poor strike, exactly the same. That's why a lot of people might well be putting these in the bag. Consistency, even with bad strikes. I'll come off that a little bit. If that's a 195, I'll put these in the bag, because that'd be ridiculous. I'll tell you what, 193! Spinning at 4.8. So forgiving. 11, 6 iron, same loft. You could say this is better looking actually down at the ball if you wanted to. Is it a 195? I think that's gone further, has it? Well, 170 odd. 192. 4.8 spin, exactly the same. Similar ball speeds, similar head speeds, similar launch angles. Oof, that was a bit of a knuckleball. That's going to be a very long way. That's going to carry 200. 198 carry. Never another 194. Oh, it is. Now, 4 hybrids are very interesting, because this is certainly where most people will have a hybrid in their bag rather than an iron. So would you want to go and spend the big money, $200, $260 on these clubs, or would you just want to go and spend £80 and have something that when you use it will do the job for you? Looking at both these clubs, when I did review them individually, coincidentally, I did say I would have these in the bag, both of them. I love the Callaway, I think it's a great shape. It's actually more of a player's style shape to say it is a high launch version. And the 11 hybrid, I can't believe how good it looks. I never anticipated that a club where the pitching wedge looks like it does, the 4 iron would look like this. So both these clubs coming in at 21 degrees of loft. Like I said, this Callaway really does look good. It looks like you can play lots of different versatile shots with it, but also get that element of forgiveness that you would be wanting. See, that felt really bottomy and quite heely, and the ball's not moved in the air. Again, I've got a nice turf interaction, just brushed the turf, which you do want, to be honest, with a 4 hybrid. You don't want the divots that we were getting with the 8 and the 6. Can we hit a better shot here? Again, that's an awful bottomy strike, but I dare say they've gone as far as if I would have struck it good. Very interesting. That's what you do want from these clubs. That's what you're paying the money for. You're paying the money for them to do some of the work for you, to get the forgiveness. Same loft. What about this? Right, I don't know if I've just got tired all of a sudden, but I'm catching everything a little bit bottomy, and it really is going to show just how forgiving these clubs are. Because if I was hitting a 4 iron here, God forbid a bladed 4 iron, my hands would be hurting and those balls wouldn't have gone anywhere. Come on, let's have a good one. Better. A lot better. 4 very similar swings, But to be fair, I think I've done quite well there to show just how forgiving these clubs are. Guys, let's jump inside, let's see how these 4 hybrids do compare at the same loft and the same length, but a very different price. Okay, on to the 4 irons, and this is really interesting because these numbers are what you would think about maybe for a par 4 if it was a short one and you were playing safe. That felt like such a good strike. Is that going to carry 210, 215? 214 carry, nearly 230 total. That was a terrible strike. These are the ones that you want to get away with. That's still carried 206. 225 is the target. That's got to be. That is absolutely bulleted. You can see it just trying to sneak left again. It's carried 206, 218 total, albeit in the rough. Low spinner, that one. Right, that was an absolute missile. And that's pitching past the Callaway. And that is 230 total, 216 carry, spinning at 3,400 for 80 quid. So guys, there you go, a little bit of a potentially different option there for you when it comes to budget, when it comes to finances, but also a great set of golf clubs from Callaway. I think both these clubs are fantastic. For me, value for money wise, the 11s will always prove better value for money than a lot of the big name brands because they don't spend a lot of money on marketing, they don't have Tiger Woods, they don't have John Rahm playing with their clubs, but they do make good, honest clubs right here in the UK. So if you do enjoy them, guys, go and check them out. The link is in the description below, as well as the Callaway link as well. If you've enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button below. And apart from that, I'll see you all exactly the same time tomorrow. Now I'm going to go and get warm because it's freezing and my feet are wet.